Yeah, this time I watched his address with English translation. Normally, I watch his speeches in Ukrainian. Just I wanted to see how it looked to the U.S. audience, and I think it was very effective. I think the um, selection of the material and the rhetorics and the delivery were perfect. Zelensky knows how to connect to people. He's a comedian by background, perhaps not an ideal background for a politician, but I guess it works in this case. And he made several very important points. I think he made a point that he understands American history, he understands American values, and he expressed what it is like to live in Ukraine now, where every day there is destruction and there's an equivalent of Pearl Harbor happening every day. This was very emotional, but also very logical at the same time. And I think he hit all the important points. He did, of course, emphasize how important American aid is, and the US has been helping Ukraine in a number of ways, but this aid must continue and perhaps needs to be ramped up, which was announced by President Biden soon after Zelensky's speech. The pressure on Russia must also continue and be ramped up. The sanctions must be tightened, they must be made more comprehensive, because the economic pain is one of the more effective ways to force Russia to negotiate and stop the war as soon as possible. He did touch upon the issue of the no-fly zone. Of course, that has been a rallying cry, or a rallying call for people in Europe, for people in Ukraine, also for street rallies in the US. It's technically challenging to establish a no-fly zone, but Zelensky also pointed out there are many ways to help Ukraine along those lines. That includes the supply of airplanes that were Soviet-made, and they're still in service in several NATO countries, Poland, Romania, Bulgaria. These planes are ready. It's just the transfer that is challenging and kind of fraught with problems.